But I'd like to tell you a story about Martin Stewart. Right?
Okay.
Belly phoned me, right? He goes, "So you've got a boy for Huntley?" So just you keep your nose out him. First of the signs for Huntley. Many years later, it's his testimonial. And Martin stood up and he says, "Oh, first of all, I've got to make an apology." And he made an apology to me for signing for Huntley. And I'm going, Jesus, that's humble for you.
Aye.
And he was a humble when Martin was never big-headed or nothing. Again, so it was nice, getting well done, and getting thanked. And then it was Bob Valton, the referee, was the compere.
Okay.
And he goes, "Oh, that's great, man, but they're a bunch of cheating bastards at Elgin." Getting in there, that's it. Well, you're up here, now you're bang, dude. Zander Jock, for me, is the most gifted player I've coached.
Is that right?
Oh, right foot, left foot. If he'd been a foot higher, he'd be playing for Scotland.
2 feet higher.
Oh, and a sense of humour. Oh, gee whiz.
Boys, you're talking McMillan, you're talking Jum and all that. I've went on to coach themselves, Tiger, you know. It's... Do you see any of your own coaching style in any of these lads?
No comment.
Okay, we're back, episode 60. Great achievement for the podcast, getting to 60. I barely thought we were going to get 10 episodes in, but here we are. Today we've got a much requested guest, I think Martin Stewart. I'm right in thinking, Ryan? Yeah. Actually requested when we put a call a few months ago of who you would like to see in the podcast. Tiger Porter, how you doing, pal?
Very good, Di. Thanks, yeah. Martin Stewart, that's a good story about him, never mind.
We've had, I think, you're probably looking at about 50% of the guests we've had on Tiger that have mentioned you in their podcast at some point for either being coached or managed or just come across you in their youth days. I'll actually, before we put this podcast out, I'll run a wee number and I'll look back and see exactly how many have been. I would start off the same, Tiger. Every question, start the podcast, say the same. How good a football player were you as a bairn?
Well, believe it or not, probably average or maybe not so good. But in the 60s, growing up in Bishopmill, everybody played football. There was a place for everybody to play. And I played in the school teams, played for Bishopmill School, Elgin Academy, was captain under 14s. And had a great time growing up. And we played in an amphitheatre in Lossy Road called the Car Park, which was in Cameron Road, and the Square, which was beside Craig Murray, and brought up with some great players. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure maybe you've had a few in the podcast. There was a guy, Sandy Burgess was one of them. Alan McInnes, he played in the Highland League for a few years, very prominent in juniors. Robbie Monroe, he played for Keith, won in opposite Birkhead, every medal in the juniors apart from the Scottish junior they won. Chico McCarty, Neefy, a guy called Paul Wisley, he played for Keith and won the league with Keith as well. So that was what, and a guy that was a good football player, but his work took him away. Was a guy called Titchy Commons. He was a really good player, and it was just mad that the car park was an amphitheatre, and you had to be good to get a game in there. That's what it was. Well, we thought that anyway, you know.
A proper Bishopmill team, Ken, and it's good when you hear so many names. You don't hear it so often these days, Ken, boys coming through. You maybe get a couple that come for Elgin, but it's never Bishopmill or New Elgin. Make you better as a player, as a bairn, playing against these boys like Chico and all that.
Chico and I mean, they were slightly younger. Chico was a fantastic player. Mm-hmm. So was Neefy. I mean, Neefy got his name because he used to play in goals. And Gerard Neef, that's what we call it. I was wee Neef because Neef was wee, he's now grown. But he was a fantastic, Paul Wisley, elegant player. Robbie Monroe, one of the best.
Aye.
Really good player. Alan McInnes as well. Sandy Birds captain at Seafield School. Alan was captain at probably East End School, and then moved up to Bishopmill, and we all just played together. It was just football.
Great times,
There was a divide in the Lossy Road. You can your rivals across the road, and it was real rivals.
Brilliant.
We'd actually teams that Bishopmill Chelsea was the best team. They were up the Coburn Place, and it was Brodie Drive Strollers, or I can't mind, and we were called Pinarello Juventus. That was our team. So you innovated in that days, and you just played football. didn't matter the size.
Aye.
You need a couple of wee boys, you need a couple of big boys or whatever. It was, you just got on with it. And I think that's a thing new in football. But it's too much graded to play your own age group. You need to play with older boys so you kick the boot.
Aye.
But that's it.
It's a making of you.
You make it, absolutely.
So, well, we'll not let on to who you support. You can let us ken who you support, Tiger, but did you have a football idol growing up?
Well, I have a few actually. Obviously, I'm a Jumbo.
Aye.
And proud of it. But growing up again, you were Dennis Law 1 week, you were Billy Bremner, probably Rennie Moller, who played for Hearts, Donald Ford, Pele, everybody was Pele, Lev Yashin if you got your turning goals, and Eddie Gray, and you always have to get with your left arm, so he always played with his left arm. That was just one of these things. And my idol at the time at Elgin was a guy that played right half, was a guy called Pete Smith. Everybody wanted to be Pete Smith, the kind of the defender. Although it was Douglas Grant, there's a few of them, but Pete Smith was my idol, and so that was it.
What's your, just kind of a question of Negan, what's your first memories of going to Elgin, Tiger?
I think the first memory, I was trying to think that, I think we walked down the road, down the Bishop Moray. I might have been 4 year old. I think Elgin beat, I can't remember if it was Brora or Huntley, 14-1 or something. And you were regular at Borough Briggs, obviously, because at the time in the 60s, Elgin was a phenomenal team.
Aye.
Phenomenal players, phenomenal team. Was at their Broth game, Young Loon, through Eberd, a lot of the big games. Never got to the Morton game. I was nae well. I didn't get to the Morton game when they played Morton, but I was great supporting Elgin at that time.
Brilliant. Just kind of look back on that a couple of episodes ago with Cecil. 60s was Jerry Graham, Willie Grant, Georgie Gilbert. You've never seen an Elgin team like that since, have you, Ken? A
couple of times a year, used to meet up with Jerry, Brian, a guy I'm friendly with. We used to work with. We used to go to the hospital at Elgin, and the stories that Jerry tell, you were absolutely just amazed.
Aye.
Some great stories, and it was fine. Geordie Gilbert and I remember when I worked at Farkers, and the boys were seeing him doing the keep you up again. And he goes, "Oh, go and show us how you do it." Just, I'm not playing my hot ball. Go to my car and get another ball. Come in with a tennis ball. And I kid you not, there was about 100 folk in this unit at Farkers watching Geordie Gilbert and all going, "Form shorts in here, I'm socked, get back to work." And George was just brilliant, like good fellow electrician as well, so he's a good lad, George. Like
brilliant. There we go. Yep. Okay. Right. Here's an interesting. It's a question I started throwing in the last couple of episodes, probably last 10 episodes now, Tiger. What was your first taste of adult football? Well,
at 16, signed for Bishop Mill United, and played there, but didn't really get much of a game. Then I went to the Sunday League, which was really the amateur league, and played for a few teams in there, and that was. But some great times and great stories about that. Absolutely a crazy time in football. But the juniors then, Steve Parson played for Bishop Mill at that time, and Dougie Will, Mike Henry, great players. There was no chance I was getting a game in that team. But moved on to the Sunday League and really enjoyed it, and just again playing every week was fine.
What position did you play, Tiger?
Centre mid.
Centre mid.
Centre mid.
Well, yeah, he was a centre mid.
I was fancying myself as a right half. Played in defence a wee bit, but centre mid. I just like that. Of course, that was just. I liked the
tough battles and things like that.
Lots of good battles. Again, I met in the Sunday League. One of the teams was the Lossy Dynamos, which is the young boys. Nomi Ellis and Stevie Q, Johnny Meekie Hummel, and these boys, Johnny Arch, Riddles was in the cruelest boys ever. Mind, he whacked my shin at the time, I thought. And I was brought up with Kins, Sandy was one of my best mates, his brother, and Riddles was a hardy player, like he was good. But you understand, these young boys, that's when they started learning. They were actually playing against adults, and they were maybe only 14, 15. Get what I mean? So I didn't do them any harm, trust me.
Different game back
They
then.
got streetwise quick. Trust me.
You learn how you get hurt.
That's it.
Right, here's an interesting one, because I've no idea about this, Tiger. When did you start coaching?
Well, it's quite difficult to pin down, but I was just thinking the first one was at the Boys Club in 1981.
Aye.
Involved with New Elgin and that before that as well, but really I suppose I just put it down as a Boys Club in 1981. That's it. Mm-hmm. I'll go on about maybe New Elgin later on, but the Boys Club is just in my heart. If it's to pick one football, it'll be the Boys Club over Elgin Site every day of the week.
That's brilliant.
And it's just one of these things, because I think that what it does for the folk in Elgin, the young loons and now the young girls as well, gives them opportunities to go and play with their pals and enjoy it.
Aye.
And if anybody's got a problem or whatever, just go down on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday and look down at Morriston and see how many folk are enjoying their football.
Aye.
And that's, again, I think myself and Alan Friskin and that, we just want to keep that going. Mm-hmm. Again, it's just I think the team at a coach, going back to that, because I'm enough about the Devers, the team at a coach was Christie and C.
Aye.
Right, that was with Peter Robertson, one of the twins, who won the league with Nairn County, and I'll come on to just different players and that. And we had there was lots of good coaches, but not so much coaches, just folk there letting the loons play. Aye. I think it's important that's the thing. And definitely, and I'm sure folk that know me, there's a coaching way for the Boys Club and there's a coaching way for everywhere else. Again, I was pretty mild in it. Again, you've heard a few of the rants from me, but never at the Boys Club.
Aye.
No.
Aye.
Again, you're put. Again, you'll see obviously later on. Again, different things. But
it's enjoyment of football.
Enjoyment. Seeing that young loons. I remember again getting a boy never scored, and we got a letter from his mum said he's never scored a goal in his life.
Aye.
That's more than anything.
Aye, that's
absolutely
brilliant.
That's
brilliant.
That's it. You can, okay.
Right, New Elgin, Tiger.
New Elgin. Well, that's it. Always close to my heart. I mean, New Elgin. I got involved. My mate Alan McInnes went there, and I got involved. You didn't watch the games, and then got involved in the committee and stuff like that, and got to do a bit of coaching as well. But two guys there, Robbie Nichol and Jake Nichol Park.
Yep.
I'm indebted to them. They were fantastic. Robbie Nichol could manage Scotland. He's so much. Again, he was that kind of boy, cool head and all. But some of the players there. But the ones I got to sign, which was really good for the younger range, was Wally Grubb.
Aye, wow.
Wally, Big Soapy, probably the best signing in the lot.
Aye.
And Frankie McGettrick, Mark George, and a few. But see Big Soapy, Grahame.
Yeah.
He was just a fantastic player. Great. And there's lots of legends getting football player, harder boys. There was a goalie, Sandy Salmon, good guy. Sandy Dean, you get him from Newmill Road?
Yes, I do. Aye.
Hardy scored, like Jockey Stewart, Robbie Monroe played, Stevie Burgess, Alex Simpson, good Bishop Mill boys, of course, but playing for New Elgin. Robbie Murray, Kikesy, and a guy who recently lost, Big Smike, Mikey Taylor.
Yes, of course.
What he was. Some of the stories with him, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So it's good thing. And New Elgin was positive and it was a good social thing. And it used to be on a Thursday, we got to play in the games and 50 pence. So if you're playing against somebody, if they win, you have to give them 50 pence. You're thinking, what a lot of crap. I'll tell you didn't want to part with your 50 pence, I'll tell you. You'd smash somebody through the roof to get so you won your 50. But progressing on with New Elgin, went to Eddie Beattie and myself. We started a reserve team called New Elgin Cosmos.
Okay,
the Cosmos was mine. New Elgin Cosmos, I thought that would be. And we used to get the Bishop Mill Villa and that, playing the Sunday League as well. But we were the originals, trust me. And there's a few belters played for them as well. Again, Alan Dancer.
Yep.
Again, won so many. Big Brian Runcie. Colin and Neil Harvey. I'm sure you ken them.
Aye.
Colin Harvey, brilliant. Bean was the goalie. You mind
Bean?
Grahame McCulloch. Some boy. Jamesy Smith. Tomo, Alan Thompson, again, he works with Springfield.
Right,
Tomo,
aye.
some
I
centre
can hear
mid,
on
like
about.
Alan Sim, and Don Russell was in the older players. There's a few more, but Don Russell he kept them getting in their toes, and because these boys were really good youngsters, could have done a lot better.
Aye,
But
aye.
that's the way it goes again. But some of them progressed. Obviously, Alan Dunster, he won so much with Huntly. Unbelievable.
Is there anything that sticks out as kind of your highlight at New Elgin, Tiger?
Just
Just the whole experience.
the whole experience. I think it must be that when they went down to the withdrew with Campus Long Rangers down there, it was a great result. And our goalkeeper's fantastic and unbelievable. And then we'd back down the next week because we gave up ground rights. We drew, we back down and beat 9-0, but never mind. That's football. What a party! 2 weekends the trot. You know what I mean? So, it was just everything was good about New Elgin. It was a nice place. The people, they were good people.
Aye.
Frank Markey, chairman. It's good people, and that's important in football. I think you've got to surround. If you're with good people, it's good fun.
And it's still good local people getting run by good people to this day. Like
a Hulk, right? Okay. He's gonna love me for that.
Right, here's a big aim because a lot of my podcast guests have mentioned you. They've come through the Elgin youth setup. They've come through the boys club and things like that. When did you kind of first get involved with Elgin youth?
Well, it was about the 1990s. I can't remember, maybe 89, 90. But anyway, a real story. Ollie McCarthy was the 22nd choice. They're pulling boys off the street. They couldn't get MD to run their 18s. And Ollie was 22nd choice, and I was 23rd choice to run the 18s. Me and Ollie, so we took it on. But the one thing that really stopped me ever going to Elgin earlier was they never played local players.
Aye.
It was
Aberdeen boys.
I felt that the local boys didn't get a chance. But no, with Ollie, it was fantastic. We partied, we laughed, we got the boys. What that team achieved is amazing.
Aye.
Amazing.
Aye.
And when I tell you some of the names and some of the things, can name any of them on and played that level. But they got the semi-final of the BP Cup, Jesus.
Aye.
Absolutely cloud nine. As it went on and on, we just thought we were better and better. Till Dundee United put a nail in the coffin. Mind you, there was 9 internationals in their team. They beat us 7-1. But Martin Stewart, I think he offered. Definitely Mark Stewart, the winger, he was up the game. I think it was on the Thursday. He was doing a ton of race on the Tuesday.
There you go.
So he played. He was full-time contract with him, but didn't break into the first team. But he was doing there again. So, but so I'd like to mention some of the boys as well. You can characters Scorchy, Skitches. Nobody got Wally Adams, Marco Miel, fantastic, absolutely. Alan Porter, no relation, but what a good player.
Aye.
Great player. I haven't seen Alan Cormie, Neely Cameron, Martin Stewart,
Aye.
Baggio, and a boy maybe you'll kind of lost Ian Mark Kevin. This boy's one of the most skillful players in the world.
No,
hadn't a care in the world. Just stayed in as you come into. And Alan McKenzie, the goalie, he was a great player. Neil Grant, he done really well. He was lossy about Elgin as well. And a wee story that there was a nice wee player that trained with us. He only played for us once. Was Nicky Grant. Nicky Grant played with that squad. And she was brilliant. And maybe touching that later on.
Yeah.
But I would like to tell you a story about Martin Stewart. Right?
Okay.
Now Martin, I used to pick him up, and again, I worked in Huntly, took him home, and then after training, took him back to Huntly and whatever. But I was worried he's got a bad back, because when he came into our house, Stuart and Craig and Stephen used to jump in his back and he just got knocked about. And I'm sure Martin didn't like it, but yeah, that's what happens in the Porter household. They're thugs. But Martin, I said to Martin, I says, how do you need train with Huntly? He says, they didn't want to do with Jim Penny. Jim Penny was his mentor.
Aye.
And he says, Huntly didn't want him. I said, would you ever sign it? No, I wouldn't have signed for them. So I says, that's good because Elgin. So it came to the stage that there's a choice. Belly phoned me and he goes, so you've got a boy for Huntly? I says, aye. Just you keep your nose at him. I says, he's fine. He's doing well at Elgin because Mike Henry and Mikey went in.
Aye, of course.
They were the managers and were wanting up to sign for Elgin. But of course, inevitable signs for Huntly. Oh, well, but here, we gave him the opportunity, gave him a stage to play on. It's his choice, so there's no problems. Many years later, it was his testimonial. And again, Martin stood up and he says, oh, first of all, I've got to make an apology. And he made an apology to me for signing for Huntly. And I'm going, Jesus, that's it. You can so Kenny Black was at the table with my mate Roy, and Jesus, he must, all my kids, he really must felt sorry about it. I said, well, there you go, Ken, that's humble for you.
Aye.
And he was a humble loon. Martin was never big-headed or nothing.
Yeah.
Ken, he was a great player. And Ken, the two boys that at my work in Huntly when I worked for Walkers, I said, Ken, you must get Martin Stewart. Ken, so good to see you. He got a better career at Huntly than he would have at Elgin, that's for sure.
Aye.
But it's a funny thing, you can, so it was nice, Ken, well done, Ken, thank us. And then it was Bob Valentine, the referee, was the compere.
Okay.
And he goes, oh, it's great, man, but they're a bunch of cheating bastards at Elgin. Ken, that's it, well, you're up here, now you're bang, dude. Ken, I mean, so obviously referring to Elgin losing the league, you know,
Aye.
which is, no, I'm never going to speak about that, but that was it. But never mind, sorry for swearing.
No.
But it's just one of these things. You're up high and then bang.
Aye, straight back down again.
Back down now.
Would Martin have been probably one of the best players you coached in terms of kind of potential in that?
I and no, because really Martin had it. I mean, I would never claim any player that was coached with me, try to help him make him a better player, but certainly wouldn't be saying, if it wasn't for me or I coached them, but I just, they've got their talent. I believe the coach will help them. It's always got to come within.
Aye, absolutely.
Martin had that, and see when Martin played for Huntly, first thing at Elgin games, and that, he'd come out to me and Ollie White. And he's just that kind of boy. He's just a good guy.
Yeah.
But the best player that I've coached, it would be Soapy.
Yep.
Young Soapy.
Yep.
I was an argument with his dad, and I mean years, maybe a few years after, Soap, this is Brian's a better player. Is he? That's another story. That's another story. But the Herbert Bears, but you can. It's a funny thing. Can Soapy, being the player he is, was grounded by his family, and he was really kept humble. And Diane and Grahame just but he's good to coach. Soapy didn't give you any hassle. Just played away. He got the Archibalds to do his trouble.
Aye. Well, that was my kind of age group at school. It was Archibald, you had Coco, you had Brian, you had Xander Jack, boy Stephen, what was his name? Stephen Mackenzie.
Oh, Stephen Mackenzie.
Aye.
When you're talking, Stephen, I think I've actually missed Stephen out, but Stephen Mackenzie was a great player in that team with the Archibalds. And Xander Jack, for me, is the most gifted player I've coached.
Is that right?
Oh, right foot, left foot. If he'd been a foot higher, he'd be playing for Scotland.
2 feet higher.
And a sense of humour. Oh, gee whiz. Albert Tatlock, oh my God. He's a grumpy little bugger like that. But Zanny, and he's come through a lot of troubles and all in his early life. But what a player.
Aye.
What a player. Magic.
So here's a golden question for you, Tiger. Elgin Boys Club, obviously you've got a massive association, you're an honorary president. How good's that been for you? Well,
it's quite a story really, in the Elgin Boys Club, but I'm just going to just refer to my notes. Really,
no, you're all right.
2 seconds. Oh, missed it a few bits, but it doesn't matter. Right, Elgin Boys Club, as I say, started off in there, and my mentor at Elgin Boys Club was, funny enough, Joe Cameron, who was Soapy's dad, Big Soapy's dad, and used to have to be voted into the committee, the executive committee, and he looked after and made sure I was in the right lines. So, and I've had 2 American tours.
Aye.
I've been to I've run the thing to Bracknell, Elgin, the Aberdeen Football Festival. Been chairman of the boys' club. And one of the greatest things ever was asked to be manager of Cameroonians. When John Cameron died, they thought they would take a team. They would name a team after it was Cameroonians, and they asked me to be manager. And that's one of the proudest things for me. Again, it's just simple things like that. You can. The other thing is as well, Ken, we managed to get a trip to Germany. Got the boys into an army camp. Stephen, there's a few of them over, and it was just fantastic. Andy Carr used to work over in Paderborn, and he organised it. And what a fantastic trip for the boys. Running about, the sergeant major up for them, getting them up in the morning, 6 o'clock, and running around this place. But they loved it, and I think it's important to share memories and have great things again.
Absolutely. Just kind of going back to the America trip, one of them, Tiger, there's a photo, quite a famous photo that goes about Facebook a lot of the time of the boys at the train station before they left to go to America. That's a who's who of kind of Moray football at the time. A lot of them players went on to have great careers.
Unbelievable. What a team. I mean, the 1984 team, especially with Alan Main and Russell Mackay, MacArthur, McKidd. McKidd was a great player. He just really, they were unbeaten over there. And I mind when we were on, folk thought they were a choir. It's just a quick and blue blazers on. We looked sharp. But Jesus, when you get to America wearing a blazer, Jesus. But the boys were good. Alan Main was fantastic, and you can.
Yeah.
But Chirpy's like, they were almost 17, so they were a handful. Again, but it's got to stay in America. But there you go. But the teams they played and stuff like that, it was just good.
Yeah.
Again, 120 degrees playing football on a all-weather pitch, and these boys they're a bit of swagger about them. Ken. Russell was a fantastic captain. Yeah, again, he's just really good. So, but as I say, there was a lot of big personalities, and they done really well. And I thought that was me finished with America, and they really indebted to the boys' club. And then I was asked to go on the next tour, and I thought, well. And somebody out there, Douglas Cameron, says, no, I would like you to come. So I says, well, okay. Oh, yes. So that was me back with the boys. We did a great tour. Went to Dallas and Houston and LA. Yeah. We met at New York as well. And then met up with John Teasdale and his famous girlfriend. Yes. Linda Blair. And it was good. Absolutely brilliant. And good memories. And I remember we're staying in the plane, I think it was. This guy at a restaurant, and when we come home, we were home a week, and then we were hosting this American team. Aye. So I suppose the wife stays. I stays in where was it? I can't know where we stayed. I says, go and dig a hole for a swimming pool. I says, Jesus. Can't have a boy staying here with that. But Jesus, this young lad stayed with us. It was good. It was really good. And we took him tours around Loch Ness and stuff like that. Yeah. It was good, and took him some games. And it was a great reaction between the two clubs. It was good.
Have you noticed much a change over the last 40 years within the boys' club? Because
the boys' club, it's only my opinion. I think sometimes there's too many wannabe coaches coming in. See, when we were young, it was just a man, he'd come do me a suit on, right? You're going on there, you're going on there, you're coming off. And there was no tactics. No. You just go on with play your game. You score 6, you got to score 7. Simple as that. And that happens in the boys' club, trust me. Talking to Stevie Patterson just on Saturday there, I says, you'll not mind this, and he didn't mind, but I remember his team was 5-0 down, he stuck him up front in the 165, and Pelly, he was someone else, but that's another story. But the boys' club was just, when I seen boys with tactics, boys, the 10-year-olds, nah. Aye. But it's there for fun, and it's difficult for folk to understand. It's just that because we're at the helm, you've got to try and keep it Make sure everybody gets the same. You've been there yourself.
Aye.
Get same game time and stuff like that. 'Cause here they pay 25 quid an hour, whatever. It's the same 25 quid for everybody. I ken for a fact that some of the players didn't, when Stephen and I ran Cameroonians, they didn't like it because we always took them off. Ken, everybody get equal game time, and they didn't. And they coming here to be taken off. Ken, but it's diminished a wee bit because the boys' club was actually Elgin City's youth development.
Aye.
If it came, I mean, and all the best players try to go to Elgin after that, but but no, it's still here. It's still in the right spirit. It's still the Cameron way. Ken, the ethos, ken, sportsmanship, and stuff like that. I mean, some folk didn't agree with it, but it's the only way. Ken, I mean, and it's kind of like Alan Frisk and myself are really keen to just carry on that mantle.
Yep, absolutely.
But when I was at a boys' club, and I had a lot of good support. And Steve Blocklaw, he was a good lad, and Bob Stewart. I was thinking when I was chairman, what would John Cameron do? What would Douglas Cameron do? I wasn't sure. I would go and ask these two boys, and largely Friskin, and then Frisk took over for me as chairman. So it's just again, it's great to keep it going, and you're getting all the what would you say? The grannies and granddads, they're starting to play in the boys' club. They're all doing. I've got a few of the wags I could do. There was some Cameroonians. So when I was original manager of Cameroonians, Linda Noble and Mojo's mum, and there's another couple of two for Lossy, and they were unbelievable. I can just shouting for their loons. It was great. Like, and it was no malice, but it was dramatic. Like, it was quite good. It was quite good.
See, Tiger will not mind this, but I've never actually been coached directly by you, Tiger, but I mind you, before every season, you used to run like a trial day to kind of grade players, and I mind you coaching at that, and I can't mind who I think Shep was one of my managers when I was younger, but there's been not many coaches that come in and out of the boys' league. Is there any coaches that have went on to coach at a higher level that have been through? Because I look at myself, I'm the ladies manager now. I started my coaching in the boys' league, and I've just kind of progressed from there. Is there anyone else that's kind of... probably a few Highland League managers that have been in.
There probably is. I'm trying to think.
I've put you on a spot now, haven't I?
I have. I've got me thinking out the box. There's not many. It's a lot of good coaches. There's quite an interesting one. An ex-boys club player who's on the bet. He's in the backroom staff with Tottenham.
Aye.
Calmy Campbell for Lossy.
Aye, of course.
He works 1-to-1s with the first team, and I believe that a young boy Macaulay. Kyle Macaulay's new Man United.
Head of scouting.
Head of scouting. Fantastic. He did a great job at Chelsea.
Aye.
Doing an analysis as well, Ken. And I mean, he must have played in the boys' league. They were a prominent family in Ark, and they were a football family as well.
Yeah.
But try to think. Would be all good managers. Definitely must be. Must be somewhere.
Absolutely.
I can think of one, but I'm not going to say nothing about him. Okay, and who that is? Manager in the Highland League, but never mind.
What's your favourite stories about working with Elgin? Some of the boys you've coached through Elgin and stick out in particular? A few stories about McMullen.
No, I'm not passing Marmon. Unbelievable. There was a time the beaks at Elgin sometimes, I call them the committee, were a bit dodgy, and we'd done something really bad. I reckon what we had done would maybe use the pitch I hadn't asked or something like that, something crazy. So there was Gordon Shanks, myself, Ian Moe, and Brian Chuckett were in front of the beat. We never sat beside it, we sat across so we could get a wee nod. See? So the chairman, which will remain nameless, he started rotting on again. He's dumping thing. What happens? He's full Steve forward. Right? Santa Maria. I'm going, me and Mo and Duke are about in the deck. The Gordon Shanks is nearby to get flustered. I didn't care what to do. I didn't care what to do. It was a fantastic story. Like, we fucking laughed for weeks after that. And then if there was any problem, used to do that. But it was just, there's a lot of good stuff. Mark McMillan, I mean, I'll go into him later on. So caught me. I've got a couple of things with. Well, Little Ouija B was maybe his favourite name.
Aye.
You Little Ouija. Unbelievable. I'll tell you, he would go through a brick wall for MD.
Aye. Still would.
He still would. He's been playing for New Elgin, and that, but him and Ellis were some pair as a midfield players, like kind of their era. They were brilliant.
Yep.
They were just absolutely complimented each other. Stevie Dell against Martin. You know what I mean? So it was good. Really good.
One of the names I probably need into you. Just I'm interested because I've worked with him as a coach and a manager. How was Big Mo to coach as a youngster?
Big Mo was magic to coach. He would climb a mountain for you. See when he come 18, he was a little. Mo was a good player. Michael played these strengths all the time.
Aye.
And again, good family. So he come from a good family, good work ethic about Michael. And he's hardly scoring like.
Oh, aye.
If he had a bit more pace, maybe you like me saying that, but he would have won even better. He had a great career in the Highland League and playing for Elgin.
I'm not sure if it might have been yourself, it might have been someone like Tats or that, but who was it who moved from centre forward to centre back?
Oh, I don't know. I think when he started getting slower,
Natural progression.
What left foot, so.
Aye.
He's a big player and the bigger the game. And that's what you find with really good players. The bigger the game, the better they get. Mo wouldn't have flinched against MD. No. He'd be quite confident to go and play with the best of the best. And that's, again, he's some boy like. But never mind.
Right, here's a question. You could be in the thousands here, Tiger. How many boys do you reckon you've coached roughly that went on to play at least Highland League?
Oh. It would be, you'd hate Oscar boys.
Aye.
I have no idea. I always think, if you've made it, I'll pay £1 to watch you. That was always my theory. I go and watch
I love
players. I mean, I've got some, I think I did write some names down that, again, players that I thought coming through YD did a great thing. And one player I thought maybe underachieved, but that's just my opinion. But Martin McMillan was one. Big Mo was another. Another guy was Craig Arnott. Craig Arnott was a really good player, same age as Whitey and them. And he got into the first team, and I think I wasn't there, but he was getting a bollock at half time, and he says to Alec Call, "Well, you take this game too serious." You know what I mean? So, but Arnie, what a player! He's a local policeman now, but everybody will say of his era, he was in the best players.
Aye.
David Blockhall.
Yes,
Gogo, 7 or 8 caps for Scotland. Fantastic guy, under age 16, 17 maybe. Mark Sim, Gary Sim Nug, he was a great player as well. That's Boo Mark. Jum's not getting a mention. That's a wood centre getting slaughtered. A few of them are Kieran Birchall.
Aye.
Jan Geeky. And our boy Michael Newlands. Actually caught him up the weekend. He played for us. He was from Rothes. He was full time with Aberdeen. He's now he didn't quite make the first team, so he's now a fireman in Aberdeen Airport. Really good guy, like Christie Clark, obviously.
Wow, aye.
Christie was magic. Marty Stewart, Martin Stewart, Stuarty Cameron, in him his best dribbler of a boy you've ever seen. Left foot, great player. Simon Allen. Here's a story now. When Simon Allen won the Highland League, where was he playing? A right back for Forest. If I'd asked Simon Allen to play right back for your team, he'd take me going, saunter myself. Absolutely no belief. He was a good guy. Zander Jack, best, as I said to you, technically excellent, the best.
Yeah.
Big Mikey Grant, I think he's a coach now at Forest Youth. Couple of Forest boys, Stevie Fraser, Wee Toshi, Toshi, he coaches for the youth as well. Darrell, obviously. I tell you, and another brutal little young man, young Tar. Oh my God, he goes through a brick wall. But Grahame was good. There's a couple of good stories about Grahame, but we'll just keep it and go. The boys all kind of when he nailed the boy MacArthur that played for Ireland. We were playing Hamilton, and that's just
right through him.
Right through him. I mean, the first, I think he was told by his coach, but that's another, so it wasn't me. I'll tell it. But that's all, he was competitive. Like,
Aye.
I think Grahame must have wind that young lad up all the time, but he was good left foot in him. He ever knew what it is, and it's important. It's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, kind of going on your fellow counterparts, Tiger, who's kind of some of the better coaches you've worked with over your time?
Well, all the coaches I've worked with have been good coaches, right? A few, I would say that the best coach that I ever learnt from was Ross Jock.
Aye.
Ross Jock was poor company Elgin and stuff. I got worked with the SFA, performance coach of the 19s at Scotland. Aye. And he's a great coach. Everything was interesting and can show you into sports science. I learnt a hell of a lot with Ross Jock. But Gav and Jim were good as well. They were Elgin youth, fantastic. They were good. Jim Weir is the scariest manager I've ever seen. They used to take young players round before the game and chat with him. When he spoke, he stood up like he was a good lad, Jim. So, I don't know, like you catch him.
Aye.
Quickly, right, I find my notes.
Yeah, you're all right.
You've knocked me off my slot.
We're on number 10, Tiger. Number 10th question.
Just 2 seconds. 9, 10.
What I'll do while Tiger's looking is I'll give a shout out to everyone listening, my sponsors as well. I never actually give them a shout, Ryan. I just put up the advert. But thanks to Chris Foot for sponsoring us for 2025. I'm looking for a sponsor for 2026.
But it says the sponsor not over now because it's going to be 2026.
Sorry, it will be, yeah. Since the last shout out he gets. Yeah, we're looking for a sponsor, but also just give the podcast a follow. Spotify, YouTube, Apple. Give us a wee rating. Let us know. People leave a lot of comments and things like that. If you see me out in the street, give me a shout. I still get blown away by it when people are like, "Oh, you're the podcast guy." Yeah, I'm a podcast guy, but I'm not so. I've had one photo taken with me, and it was probably the most embarrassing moment of my life. So please don't ask for that. I'll sign stuff if you want, but I'm not that famous. Honestly, it's a wee podcast like 5,500 people listen to. So Patreon, yeah, sign up Patreon. You want to give us a wee support? It's only $5 a month. Here's a wee tip and trick for you. I put up the podcast episodes. You can buy them for £8. But if you sign up for the month, you'll get it for $5, and then you can just cancel it. So just kind of going back to coaches, Tiger. You must have worked with some shite ones at the same time.
John Teasdale's another one. When he was Elgin manager, that team he didn't actually win the league, but they were fantastic.
Aye.
John was a good man. Great times with John. He was good to learn for. He certainly could put a team out and Davie Robertson was a good lad as well. Davie and Kenny Black, they were good boys to work with, really good. Davie, I remember when he was over in India, and he's at Kashmir, he was manager on it, because Davie got them playing for a jersey. Well, I didn't quite, he got my lingo like jersey, Kashmir, I keep in touch with Dave through Facebook and stuff like that. I was a topper, but Ross Jock, definitely. As I say, learnt a lot from him. Bobby Wilson in the earlier days, and Bobby was good. There's lots of can add in other things and you can, but they were good boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're learning for Abdi. You learn for every coach. Doesn't matter which can you think there's always something you can take away and use it in your own, but you've got to get it into the right perspective. It's all right just going, but you can, as long as it suits. But some good the boys I coached were like Ian Moore, Ollie White. Ollie White was an underrated coach. Ollie didn't like the limelight. He liked the coach who didn't like the limelight. So Ian Moore was good. Astley Grant is a riot, absolute riot. If you ever went to boxing and stuff, you get Astley Grant because he tells how it is, and he doesn't worry what he says. But we can go back to that, so it's fine.
So here's something that's been brought up on this podcast multiple times between yourself, between Tuts. Brutal pre-seasons, Tiger.
I think that's a myth. That's a myth. Tots is the boy for the brutal pre-season skin. I do like to train my teams tough. Figures eights, if you really cheese me off, or other words, you would get figures eights and make them run. And make them run and run. I love possession boxes because I think it's good for the football. And there's a thing that I learned, I can't remember who I learned, play the cones. It was just to set out the cones in a structure. And it was maybe 4 players, but if you touched the cone, it was a goal. And it was quite good for all. It was great things like it. But one of I like any SEQ stuff. I really love that as well because I got that for Ross and it was good. But one thing it was funny. I was the kind. If we're doing sprinting, and I go, it was magic, boys. Right, we'll have one more. But if you want to rest, no problem. Just go up for the last day. If you didn't go up for the last day, you're definitely going. You're definitely going. If they're not up in the line, then boys, take out. And then all the boys that wanted to go get sat down, and all the boys that didn't want to go, then you get beasted. Because that means you need the mentality to go that extra mile for your team. It's just one of these things. That's a Tiger Potter thing, but folk will say, but McMillan will ken about that. He would never have shirked anyway, but there's a few of them would, but they mention any names.
What was it like working with Stuart and Steve kind of later on and things, your loons?
Well, all right. Stephen, okay, Stuart's too much like me.
Aye.
We'd end up boxing. Stephen's like that and all, but no, Stephen was good. Stuart had their own. Him and Scotty Campbell were a good pair with Elgin. They had one of the toughest teams ever. Again, the Dean McCall, the Crays, who we call them, the McCarty twins. They would boot their granny of them. They were really Rossi Campbell as well. There's lots of good players in that. Wardy, even wee Sully, a couple of boys for Bucky, but they were a hard team.
Aye.
Nobody liked playing them.
Yeah.
Because they used to get McCarty's are flamboyant. They keep in touch with all the players and that. But they go down and give Adrian kick in. You didn't go down to Adrian normally and be physically better, but they were.
Aye.
And Dean McCall was a beast. He took his birth certificate with him all the time. And he was a good player and all, at that level.
Yeah.
Stozzy, the goalie. See, he's in the move.
I did see that.
No.
Aye.
But there you go.
It's always kind of been a thing with coaching Elgin. It's a lot of tough loons come out of them teams, haven't they?
But the thing is, again, that your players, you get your players for all white, say Forrest, Lossy. If you get, I think you get previously you get a better opportunity at Elgin because you've got Cass, you can play at a better level. And that sometimes helps. Or you can go up to Carly or Rosscounty or whatever. But now that the football's changing, you're getting great opportunities at Lossy, you're getting great opportunities. Forrest, Rothus, getting different things. Keith, again, there's lots of good people in there doing good jobs. But getting back to what you were saying with Stephen, we had some fair moments like difference of opinion. And one thing I hate being, and Hodges found out his thing, is overcoach. If somebody's coaching, they're coaching, and you just shut up. You didn't go and add your bit. If you're asked to add your bit, fine, but don't overcoach.
Yeah.
It just gets me and wound up. I mean, they're probably right. Probably forgot half the detail, but that's not the point. Didn't overcoach. Get what I mean? I'm sure Stephen will be doubled up when he's listening to this. Like, he canes exactly.
Do you know what? I mentioned it in previous episodes. I was delighted to see Steve get his chance, getting at a wee bit of a higher level. I think going in, we'd seen how good his coaching was, and it's like he needs a chance at something.
Well, I personally think he was off his head. But that's just a dad. I mean,
Aye.
I thought he didn't want to be. But you're right. He just want to challenge himself, which is there's no harm in doing that. But as Abdi there's a lot of football. If you're in it, you've got to be in it.
Aye.
There's no sense going halfway. And Stevie's pretty much in it in tough times. But yeah, that's for him to sort out. That's where you get the big bucks
That's
for
it.
him
That's
and
it.
Hodgie.
Where did you get to with your licences and things, Tiger?
Me?
Aye.
Oh, I lost my licence a long time ago. No, I didn't know. That's another story. See licence, UFSC or whatever it is.
Did you enjoy them kind of courses and things?
Aye,
like,
absolutely. See, lucky, back in the day, Neil Simpson was the development officer in Elgin.
Aye.
And actually, Elgin was piloted to do a lot of that courses. And honestly, I think I've still got the old VHS videos. We just stickers, with jam jar labels on them for the SFA. And we were the guinea pigs.
Aye.
And but Simmy was fantastic. It was good. And we done our 1.3 and stuff. But you used to have to do that, all the stuff yourself, at that time. And then when we went to do our C licence for a start, it was through in Aberdeen. Jack Murray's dad, Jack that plays for Elgin, Les, he was through there and that. And you it's about doing the coaching. And what did we have to get? The Elgin, the Aberdeen under 12s. Coaching. Connor Barn. I had to go in, right, and coach him, saying what he's doing. He's looking at me with two heads. I goes, well, I've got to tell you, you're doing something. You need to open your butt. Fucking retail Connor Barn. Wise up. Even at 12, he was a fantastic player.
Aye.
And our boy Terry. So they had a great squad at that time. Big Les, he was a good story about him. He left his Ross County jacket in my car. I goes, all right, Les, I'm using it. She's like, you can't wear Ross County. No, I'm using it as a doormat. It's good crap. And Les is one of the good coaches. Like he was a good boy, really.
Yeah.
Honest, and that's you meet a lot of good folk in football, which it's refreshing.
Aye.
And you do meet a few donuts,
Oh, absolutely. Aye.
Especially the further south you go, some of that coaches heads up their backside like a bit.
I still find that new, like.
Well, you will.
I still find
it doesn't
new.
change, eh?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't change, but that's it.
So, out of the players you've coached, Tiger, who do you reckon's the boy that's went on to play at the highest level?
Well, there's a thing now. I had to stop you there.
Okay.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
Nicky Grant.
Nicky.
99 cuts for Scotland. You can't be saying. I remember Nicky, she used to change in the referee's room, getting at Borough Briggs and go round the back and playing. She's just magic. And she actually, we played a friendly against Gordonson. She played in the right wing and she was magic. And the boys go, I'm playing against a girl. He's new Prime Minister. I don't know what but it was, she was just fantastic again. But Grapey, her brother Grapey and her dad, and Ollie was just so dedicated to him. I was in the park working in their skills. And that's how Basin become really great players. But Nicky was, I actually said to Nicky, I apologise again, when the boys club eventually took in girls. I says, Nicky, I've got to tell you this. But that's great, Ken, because she's always got a smile on her face, Nicky. But she was just good, and she has to be the best player. Of course, she's played 99 times for Scotland.
Absolutely, it's a great answer.
And the boys were good there. But she didn't get treated any different. She get blinking tackled just like everybody else. I got to choose my words, but she get tackled like everybody else. She was, and she took it, and she was. I made sure. The boys respected her.
Aye.
It was what she trained us for. She's probably better than half of them anyway, so it doesn't matter, but that's it. So Nicky Grant for me would be the best player I've coached. I'm not coached. I always say I've been involved with what we've done, and we've just tried to help her in any way they can.
What about kind of terms of potential that was never filled? Anyone stick out in mind, Tiger?
He's not going to like me for this. I think. And I thought long about this, right? Martin Charlesworth. Now, Martin's had a good career.
Yeah.
Right? He's had a good career, but has he really? The potential that boy had was amazing. confident and great striker. Again, I thought he would. If anybody, I thought he would have
Went on.
done well. But there you go.
Yeah.
You can, but you're moving there like thump with it up. But I just thought he was kind of. Mind you, again, his dad was a helpful player, Charlie. Like,
Aye.
he was a
Aye,
great
of
player
course.
in Iron League. But that's it.
Right, here's you could become new Alien for this next stage, so I'll maybe go in with my fingers near my eyes. Funniest moments in football. What's your standout moment? What's, apart from false teeth falling out, is there anything you think?
There's a few funny things and all. That one time that we were doing playing, I think it was Ayr United, and with only one goalie with us, and it was Michael Mael. It was Astley and me again, and he had a bit of a knock, so I sprayed on. I didn't. It wasn't me. Sprayed on because I hated Roljex. Fucking Roljex should be banned, but never mind. So sprayed it on. He turns red. Like a beetroot. Like, what the fuck do we do? Get him in, and I was like, get us. See if we've got a physio or something. But got him into the shower and got him calmed down. I think he still got pumped anyway. Like, but he was Michael. He was a head case of goalie. Like,
Still playing for Forest.
still playing for Forest here. I was a smile on his face. Michael was he was up boy. You can, that was one of the funniest. There was a few. I'm saying there are a few about me as well, probably. But it's just how you get them. It's just I'll come back to them in a wee minute. Just
Okay.
I'll maybe got them in another notes. But
Who just consider Tiger your best pal in football?
best ball would be Ollie White. Ollie White, Mo. I've all the boys that I've been involved in football. As I was, all the coaches. If I was added value, I didn't like puppets. And I like boys that's got an opinion. Sometimes again, and all the boys again that I've coached, I've appreciated again their help, their thing again, the laughs. We still, some of the older coaches, we still meet up and go to hospitality. We're doing it at Lossy a few weeks ago, and it was just like old times again. You didn't see each other a lot, but when you're in, within 5 minutes, you're back in the zone.
Aye.
Your mind that you're walking. I'm usually the butt of the jokes, like, because he was mind on about me. I can never mind anything about anybody else. So it's hard doing my homework. This has helped me. Like, you can. I was in another nice wee story as well. You can. One of my sayings is like, when you play football, you've got to be able to kick your granny. And my football philosophy is that I want you to be really upstanding and humble off a pitch. But on a pitch, there's nobody better than me, and I want to go and win. You have to kick your granny. You have to kick your granny on the pitch. So we're playing. I can't mind who was. I think it was Annan playing Annan at Crieff. Now you can imagine Annan at Crieff. See, so Ollie Kelly, the goalie, his granny, he stays down there. So you come up to see them right away. My country, Ollie, kick your granny, kick your granny. And I'm going, getting in. Poor Ollie's granny walked onto the pitch and they're going, kick your granny, your team. A nightmare.
Aye.
That was quite a good one. Like, there's a few more. We'll bounce them.
Absolutely. Right, Tiger, if there's anything you could change for your coaching career, any decision you've made that you thought maybe you made the wrong decision, even your time playing football, is there anything you could have changed about the way things have went?
Again, sometimes life will be what it'll be. I would have liked to change it. I'd like to have a better football career. I'd like to maybe stuck in there a wee bit, but found that thing in coaching is just a good replacement, which maybe deep down, and obviously again, my waiting on has obviously held me back at coaching and in football, and you just life's going to be what it be. I just feel that I don't know what it is that just you're on here just to promote football. I always want to see local Elgin lose do well, and that's always just been my football theory. And you have to give them a chance. I didn't profess to be Herrera. I didn't profess to be like that. But if you've passed something on to a boy and it's made him a better player, then well done. But as I said earlier, it all comes within. I've got another saying as well, look in the mirror. The boy in the mirror picks the team. I've heard from my grandsons, different folk, oh, I'm not getting picked, what's going on? Look in the mirror, he'll tell you what you're doing wrong.
Aye.
Look, don't blame anybody else. Look at yourself first. And if you find if you do your best, you can be, and you're good enough, you'll be playing. And that's just one of the things. I wouldn't have changed the course. I've honestly loved every minute. And I've had a few knockbacks in life with my health. And I've come through it. And one of the things I would like to say, I was seriously ill, and it was in Aberdeen maybe for 4 months, and then I was back to Elgin. And I was needing a haircut. So Ross McCarty's wife, Diane, would come up and cut my hair in the hospital. So then Ross come up, Tatters and his loon come up, Ollie Whitey, and honestly, and I'm not just joking, 40 folk in that bed, in that wee room, and I'll tell you, it's the best therapy ever. I talked some shite about football, it was brilliant. You could have heard the laughs probably in Borough Briggs, but they were and that's when you're humble.
Aye.
That people can support you. And same when I was in Aberdeen, folk were like, Davie Robertson was in to see me, and also, well, Kenny Blatt as well, but Neil Simpson, they're going, Aberdeen players, who's this boy? Fuck boy for Elgin. but there you go. But it's important to stay humble, and there's myths about me. I'm probably in the softest coaches you'll ever meet. Not in the front, but deep down.
Aye.
I cared about every player I coached. I'm seriously not. I cared. I try to make them the best they can be. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to make bad decisions that. What do you do? Again, I mean, I've been chased around as they're calling me a fat so-and-so because I released somebody's son, and you can. I thought it's a football decision. Ken.
Aye.
I'm going to do with my wife, and this boy's telling me every corner I turn. Oh, unbelievable.
As you say, it's a football decision. It's only ever football.
It's about football, Ken. It's and some of the players. Again, a player I really like to mention. I used to like coaching was Finn Allen's brother Harry.
Aye.
What a little bee he would. It's as smart as he should have been he should have been a lawyer. Harry, he was absolutely brilliant. You could never, that smiling face, just brilliant. And see him getting penalties. I says, have I think you were would I dive, Tiger? Oh, he was a chancer, but brilliant. And he was great for the team. I'll tell you what, he could master me.
Aye.
I never tell him he's got it in writing now, he's got it in, but he could master me. He was put that smile on my face. But that was it again.
Are the kind of groups you coached coming through Elgin, is there any set a set group that kind of sticks out in mind as probably the best, Tiger?
Well, obviously, the team, Ollie McCarty's team was good. All the loons were good. I think the 2004, 2005 squads were brilliant. Liam Harvey, Tonto, Finn Allen, Max Taylor, Keeney Marson, Robbie Lean, Van Ern, and they were good players. There were lots of good players in that team. I think I'm going to, if I check my notes, I think I've got a list of names. I wouldn't have liked to miss any of them because they were really good.
All went on to have good careers, and boys they're still young yet.
A few of them playing in the Highland League as well. Now, although they're young rookies. Oh, here we go. The posh kids coach. That was them. I'll start with this. It was Harry Owen, Dylan, Big Andy, Oliver Kelly, Joe Gents came and go, McAndrew, and Scott Barn, Scott Colley, Lewis Taylor. They were really good boys again. The good boys. And then the 2004-2005 team, which I coached with Stephen, they were, I mean, who will say, we'll see here now. Azza, the goalie, Aaron Anderson, he plays for Moray. Tonto, that's Ben Cormack, plays for Clark. Harvey, he plays for Lossy. Roscoe, he plays for New Elgin. Keno plays for Deveronside. Leaner plays for Rothes. Evan, he's in between the new. He's kind of faded away with the football. Big Tom, he's another in Thomas Bremner. You've heard of him.
Oh, right.
He's a rocket, but he's a what he'll play for you. He'll climb the mountain for you again. And other boys and others. With the good Bucky boys and I was looking at them. It's funny names. We've got Louis Fimister, Squeak. That's Jacob Imla. Ben Hebron, Blanchford plays for Lossy. Mark Taylor, Nemo Dory. Nemo was Finn Allen. Dory was Finlay Milton. Keith, that was their boy name skin. And Corey, Jock Royan, he was some boy named Jesus. Jock Royan, me and him used to, this isn't working. Aye, because you're shite, that's how. I was, you ever question me, you got the barrels, absolutely. But, another boy, Morgie, you ken Morgie, best fast feet ever. Boys get feet like it, just fantastic. Corey Crawford, another, the boys were talking about, that Corey Crawford was playing Oliver. One of the saves that was put Gordon Bonks has saved the shame. It was in the top corner and he just peeled a great save. He was fantastic, Corey, but he doesn't play football anywhere either. Probably, he's a good lad, so that's important. So that's they were a good squad and they worked hard. I mean, Harvey was a talisman, so he was. Going to Aberdeen, get trial with Aberdeen, they wouldn't take him. And then we played him in a game 2 years up. Neil Simpson's just striker 17. He says, no, he's only 14. I says, it's not bad. He says, well, you've had him in. You didn't really rate him. Harvey was back at Cormac Park, or Pataudry maybe at that time. Back here.
Yeah.
And then he had a checker, but he's just in between the new. But to reach the Aberdeen first team and play, it's been a great achievement for him.
Absolutely.
His old one was a handful as well. Davie Harvey. Davie was a rogue, but he could play as well. He played in that team just below the thingy. And then just to clear it up, everybody agreed that Nemo was a teacher's pet. That's Finn Allen. Finn was a teacher's pet. You never gave him tactics. I used to say to him, it's going to entertain me.
Aye.
And I'd say at half time he's coming off, you're not entertaining me. He kens. But he's got so much potential. But depends what Finn turns up, of course. Mm-hmm. That's I say to him. But no, they're a great family in Arkin. It's good. So.
It's whatever you're looking at.
You got names now, Dory.
That's that's how easy to tell them apart. Just kind of while we're on the subject as well, a lot of these boys, you're talking McMillan, you're talking Jum and all that, have went on to coach themselves. Tiger, do you see any of your own coaching style in any of these lads?
No comment. I've got doing Martin, Jum, Johnny, Stu, Minnie. These boys coaching is unbelievable. They're good. Friskin as well. Lots of good Dode Summers at Keith as well. That's boys I've coached. They played in the Elgin 18s and that.
Yep.
It's good. But Martin's pretty close. He gets a bit Sheffield United doing again right enough. But his teams compete.
Aye. Even his school teams, I was reffing at a tournament last summer for the Bairns, and Martin had his Greenwards team doing that he's obviously had since primary 2. And they're streets ahead of the rest of the kids because they've had proper coaching for such a long time. A nasty team to play against, giving nothing away, but you can tell that they've been coached, and it's obviously paid off over years. Even get your own grandson in there.
He plays on the 2014s with Martin. It's he's mentored Darrell a lot. Again, Martin's got lots of good qualities, and it's good to see.
Aye.
And Jim as well. Jim's good. Johnny, I never thought Johnny would be coaching, but he's working away. Stu and Minnie and that. The other things that about the coaching again, it's a thing that coach because their loads are involved. But then there's Elgin lost 3 coaches to Carly.
Aye.
3 because their 3 loons went to Carly.
Yep.
And lost 3 coaches again. It's was a difficult thing. I think it's more prevalent now. You're getting dad coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I hated them. And when I coached my own sons, I didn't. I had one of my sons tell me to go and whatever. Again, it's caused a lot of friction in the house, but it's difficult now. I think it's a new trend that dads go with their loons.
Aye.
The problem is they didn't let them go. Again, if your loon's at 9 and he's 18, you might have the same coach all the way through.
It's true, aye.
You
aye.
need variation. You need different voices,
Mm-hmm.
different things again. But it's great to see our boys coaching.
It is, aye. Good coaches, as we say. Right, Tiger, is there anyone, before we kind of go through the last couple of questions, anyone you think you need to give a mention to, anyone you think you've missed through? Because there's probably loads, because you've coached thousands of boys over the years, you've probably played with thousands of boys over the years. Right. So you've achieved so much. You know, I coached a lot of boys that came through, played at a really good level and things like that. What's your personal proudest achievement in football?
Well, it's funny. Again, I see for the coaching, I didn't like accolades. Again, obviously, I'm near about to say, oh yes, I've done this, I've done that. As I said earlier, proudest moment is again being manager of Cameronians in the boys' league. Been asked to be that. Another thing in football, you might think it's for me it's important. Was asked to cut the ribbon in the Gleaner, which was a fantastic gesture for Dave and Stephen Scott and stuff like that. So I take these things because I'm a humble person. But here, as I said before, it's no odds to me. I was put here to try and get local talent to play at the best level they can.
Mm-hmm.
Try and get boys where I think they can. Really, I must admit, I hate people wasting their talent. Maybe that's looking in the mirror, thinking that. But that's what drives me, and that's what makes me sometimes annoyed. I hate people who's got the talent and just
didn't use it.
Use it. Can just say, not for me.
No. Right, before we do the last question, let's take a look at some of these teams, Tiger, that you've knocked together. Because this could hate anyone on it. Absolutely anyone.
You wouldn't have gained many of them. I've actually done 2 teams, okay?
Okay.
Which I've done a boys' club team and I've done an Elgin City team. Now, it mightn't be the best players, but there are special moments in there that I've had to be some of that players that can what they've done, what they've achieved, and you'll be surprised by some of the names. So the boys' club team, no shock there, all in main. Nicky Walker was prior to I came coaching. Ian MacArthur would be right back. Mm-hmm. Ricky Foster left back. And the dynamic duo of Mo and Boo. Because I'll tell you, if one missed you, the other one's going to get you.
Aye.
There's no doubt about that. Also, that Chris Clark.
Yes.
Chris a great player.
Would you assume that Christie would go on to play like Plymouth, Aberdeen, that when you seen him as a young loon?
No, I wouldn't have said that. Christie just worked hard, and his eye was under the radar. He was obviously good locally, and he's done really, really well. And they say, I was seeing that potential. You're never sure. You need a wee bit of luck in the way. But Chrissy was good, fantastic boy to coach and all.
Aye.
Which was good. Michael Teasdale. Michael started off as a striker, but he ended up being the best midfield player to play for Elgin. So Russell Mackay, you couldn't have anybody else in there. Coco will be shocked he made the team, that's for sure, getting the boys' league. And the 2 strikers, Gary Wood and probably the first prodigy, Steve McKidd. Stephen, mine when we started in 1983 in the team, Stephen and Michael Teasdale were the strikers. I used to take him out and work and crossover runs and stuff like that. I was able to cross the bar and do things like that then, but they so much knew. But they were great players. They were, and obviously some of them went to America. Good. And on the bench, Mojo, boy from Hopeman. He was a good player, Moj. Stevie Thompson, I think he stays in Lossy now. Friskin, Andy Smith. He was a big farmer he would kick his granny and all. Desi Strong in reserve goalie. And two guys up the country, Gregor Cartnick and a guy Ewan Cruickshank. I'll tell you, he was only about 4 feet plus, but I'll tell you what a fantastic sweeper at that time. Great player Ewan, so it was good. So now Elgin City, here we go. This is going to be controversial. Controversial. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Okay. Right, so big Alan McKenzie in goals. Alan played in that BP Youth Cup.
Yep.
And I tell you, see for a goal, he was 6 feet odd, but I'd see when doing to save penalties, I would put my life on him to do that. Like, he was brilliant. Brian Cameron, right back. He's not going to like that. Sorry, Brian.
He's been playing a lot there this season.
I just thought we'd better put you there just to make sure Alan Hale's noticing you're playing right back. And obviously, a boy called Craig Arnott and Ben Cormack at the back. And Whitey, left back. Whitey was a great player when he was younger.
Yeah.
In front of them would be Darryl McCarty. And then the four midfield would be Harvey Wide right, Ellis, McMillan, he would be captain. Arnie will be happy with that. Marky Stewart and Martin Stewart up front. And on the bench, I only like us either, Martin Charsworth. Never fulfilled his potential, you see. Finn Allen, Mark Taylor, Neely Cameron, Minnie would be the reserve goalie, Harry Owen, and Lee Shanks. Lee Shanks played for Elgin when he was 16, played in the second division then. Lee was a good player, but the thing about Lee and I, if he'd stuck in the goals, even Neil Simpson said he'd be potential to play for Scotland. Big lad, he was a great goalkeeper, but he was a good outfield player as well. He was big, strong, he was in Mountain, great touch as well. So that's the team.
That's unbelievable.
So that's me, cut me in throat there. So that's it.
At least you gave us a bench as well, though, Tiger. That's the main thing.
I could have been the bench, could have been doing here. And then you'll get somebody going, 20 players and he never played. Yeah, he was telling me I was my favourite. Everybody was my favourite player. That was my psychology, wasn't it? You know what I mean? So that's it.
So just before we kind of get finished up in our last question, do you miss all the coaching and things like that, Tiger? Do you miss it?
Not a bit.
Not a bit.
Not a bit.
No.
No, I like to see, I believe now I'm a dinosaur and it's going to get the younger age on it. There's things they do wrong, but here, everybody makes their mistakes and you've got to learn from your mistakes and whatever. But I always do enjoy going down and watching Elgin City. I do watch the youth teams. I still like going down and watch. Obviously, my grandson and my grandsons are playing, so it's even better.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't miss it. No. I thought I would have, but no, it was time to make a break. You've got to tell when the party's over, the party's over. Get what I mean? You've got to let other folk can take the charge. It's quite things. So
coaching, pushing on over 40 years for.
Aye. Yeah, I wouldn't change it because you're there for the mission. I've met a lot of great people. And the parents in the early days, I didn't deep parents, never talked to them because I think that was just the thing because everybody thinks their little cherubs are the best. It's even new you can, but. But also, now in the modern game, you've got to buy into this that the parents got to help you to make. If they want their son to be the best it can be, not just to go and play, but if they want them best to be, you've got to have a relationship with the coach and make sure he gets the best to show his potential, which is a good thing. But back in the day, parents dropped their loons off. get on with your training, and if there was a problem, they would come and see you, and there was no. But now you've got parents watching your training sessions, checking it. I mean, when I did my C licence, I asked for feedback for parents as well. I have no scruple about that. But once we came when the VOs and that came, we used to put them on, can give the parents a look. Oh, dear me, all they were doing was their sons, watch their sons and then their rivals. And, but he only made 8 passes and he was doing this. I'm like, nah, we're bonded.
Aye.
You think you're giving them something, so you just take it, clip it and give them what they need to see, rather than, it's a lot easier. Here's a whole game, watch it. But that, sitting down analysing, he made 21 passes, Mylene made 42, now he's dropped this week. And I'm deadly serious.
It's mad.
But I'll not mention any names,
no.
But I'm deadly serious.
Abdi's a coach these days, or they think they are at least, and it's The
thing is, as you well can, Lee, that Abdi thinks it's easy. It's not easy. Again, you've got to be, especially if you're a manager yourself and that, you've got to be good at it. I mean, you've got to be there for your players. You've got to make unpopular decisions
all the time.
All the time. And it's not a popularity contest. You only want to make them better football players. I was going to mention about footballers, about Nicky and Greatby, and obviously young Sully and Carly.
Yeah.
She's a much better player than Sully. But Nicky and Greatby is a standing joke. But the good thing about football, and been in a long time, they're still boys you speak to all the time. And the boys you've coached, you have a bit of laugh with them, and you see them. I'll be right, and if McMillan's not doing anything right, I'm telling them.
Still remind them about sitters I've missed and things like that.
God, even his coaching, I'm going, well, there you go. But that's it. I've got a couple of other things we can add on if you want.
You go for it, Tiger.
Right, so this would be some things you didn't ken about Tiger Porter. So I thought this would be just quite a wee bit of funny thing. And I actually, along with some parents, run a very successful fashion show for Elgin Youth Development. And it's next, and I hear a lot of folk wouldn't believe what, but it was a fantastic night and made a lot of money.
Aye.
And all the players and parents, and some parents and that were the models. It was fantastic, honestly good. If you ask anybody, good. This is a belter. Now, I can't mention his name, but it doesn't matter. I phoned up a senior police officer in Grampian, a very, very senior, not just Elgin, very senior officer that I knew well when a player was done with serious assault and was jailed. Well, he wasn't jailed at the time, and I'm going, let him off, he's a fine boy. Saturday night I phoned him. So that was another thing, just the best of things to do, again. And also John Teasdale, he'll love us in. When I was over in Vegas with my pal Roy and his wife, he was out for breakfast with John Teasdale. I was right across with the little white chapel. Says, come on in, Teasy, this is your moment. Come on, get married. You can say to me, can't I repeat that? So that was another thing. And another thing as well, Ollie Shewan was a great player for Elgin, manager as well. And when we trained with Bishop Mills, it's not we trained with Elgin. So I was slow in a tackle and injured him, and he was out for 5 weeks. Right?
Christ.
They went in me band. It was absolutely nightmare. And it's another end. I really hate Roljics. If MD sprays Roljics, that's me. Mark McMillan's got a good story about it, I'm sure he was, because the arcane, I fucking hate it. Another thing is that I've got 5 stitches in my head after winning the Slimmer of the Year. I fell out my bed. Never mind. That's the story. I was dreaming, but never mind. Some of the other things, and people can see you involved in football for so long. Heads of youth, boys like Brucey and Charlie Fraserborough, Charlie Duncan, Brucey Buchan, Alistair Stevenson and Johnson, good lad, really good lad. Jimmy Lindsay, he was a head of youth at Albion Rovers, and Jimmy said when Big Mo and I used to go down to the games, he used to take us into the boardroom and tank us up. It was good. Stevie Ferguson at Ross County, he's the nicest boys you'll meet and all. Ian McIntyre, the cat, he was at Falkirk.
Right.
He was a good lad. And I'm still in touch with you all the time. In fact, I think it's Jim's wife's son-in-law, uncle. So he's a good lad, the cat. He was called the cat because he went in a goalkeeping course, and Ian's about 5'4", and he got his coaching badge. Oh, there we go. Neil Simpson, of course, at Aberdeen. Gavin Levy at Aberdeen. One of the boys I would say, and John Beaton at Cali.
John.
Again, he was the players he produced were unbelievable. Again, Heinzie, but he had a raft, and I remember he left to go to Nairn. Took all these boys with him, but the Carly got him back quite soon, Good lad. SFA guys, I was good to touch base with these boys. Graham Sutherland used to be manager of Forest under 18s. Good joust with Graham, he's a good lad. Neely McIntosh.
Oh, of course, Neil. Aye.
Campbell Murray. I was a bane of his life in Cass. I was moaning about something to him, you can. Now Craigie Stewart, he's one of the top boys at thingy, good lad, and
he's due me an episode as well. He says he'll come on, but he's never got the time.
He's never got the time. And the SFA, Robbie Hope was good for Elgin. So was Darren Main. These boys they're underrated. You can a lot of folk. I was because Elgin's just a small place. If you're at the helm of someone, nobody else can do it better.
Aye.
It's just one of these things. But these are boys all doing a good job on that, you can. So, Innes MacDonald, obviously, my mentor for school, but it's the right thing. Bobby Wilson as well.
Was Innes your PE teacher when
PE
you were
teacher,
aye.
And obviously, I'm a baby of the family, and 4 brothers, so he get them, and obviously my brother played in the Highland League and stuff like that. Older brother, but Innes he could just make you walk in water. Again, but he just did that. And it's something you've got to admire, Bobby Wilson was a good hand, and Bobby was a good lad. Graham, his son, played in my team as a goalkeeper. That's Barry's older brother.
Aye.
So they were good. Now, the boys' club, there's a lot of, this is people that, you'll ken Tommy Regan.
Yes,
Tommy Regan's been the goal, Ross County. He was a fantastic coach at Ross County. He was at Elgin for a wee while with Ross, and Bucky Thistle was, you've got to remember that everybody hates Elgin. They matter what part of Elgin
That's true.
And there's a boy, Kenny Anderson, and Slate's his dad, Frank Slater. They like, you see them at Barrowbrooks, they hated Elgin. They just hated Elgin, but they were great folk, fantastic folk. Peterhead Hexagon, Peter Anderson, absolutely good lad and he's still in the go. Inverness Street League, Carly or whatever. Jockey Sutherland, I'm sure he's still in the go. Dougie, John Beaton. And there's a guy, Invergordon, Edwin Skinner, the pain of everybody's life. Edwin was some boy, but they were good folk. If they're taking teams and taking kids out of the place, they're good folk. So that was the really boys that I liked. We got on well. As I saying, I'm the lover of goalkeepers. Again, I just think they're full of mince something, but never mind. But the goalies union and I was just players I've coached, have been involved with. And Alan Main, I'm sure you ken Alan McKenzie, Chris Stewart, a boy Alan Weston, I think he's a fireman now. He was a great he was a good player in the boys' league, goalkeeper. Graham Wilson, Andy Watt, Ollie Kelly, Minnie, Desi, the Barbies they called Desi, Kevy Main hated me because I was played Desi in front of him. But Blackie was a good goalie.
Aye.
Stewart maybe didn't fulfil his potential.
Yeah.
Then again, that's all. But he was as a youngster, he was a great keeper. Azza, again, Oran. Harry Watson, I think Harry's a great,
he's
good
unbelievable.
player. Murray Newlands, of course, Murray's grand and me were Robbie Monroe were great pals. Murray's all right, and so Stozzy, Bean, Corey, a boy Peter Hamilton.
Peter Hamilton, aye.
Peter was a good keeper. Parner, he maybe became Chris McCarty.
The name rings a
Well,
bell.
he's a good lad. I think he works in Dubai as a big sports. He's got his own channel, I think. And
Okay.
but he was a good keeper. I was smiling on his face, Chris. Trevor Deer, I'm sure he'd be a favourite of mine. He didn't like me. He's snarling.
I think he's at Dufton these days, isn't he?
Aye, Dufton, I think. Aye. But these boys, again, I'm sure I've missed out a couple of the goalies, but again, the goalies are right. Apart from Mackenzie, and they were all the range. Again, Bean as well. I was at a story about Beanie. I used to go to his bed. He used to think it was Peter Shilton. I was wore his sweet Peter Shilton jersey at his bed. It's a standard joke. I met Bean through in Aberdeen. He was one of his grandsons. One of his relations was playing. So I met up with him. It was good to catch up. I hadn't seen him for about 15 years, you can. So
aye,
it was good, you can. But I can you get going. It's all football. And the exciting players, probably seen, it's just my opinion. I mean, obviously Steve Patterson and a boy for Bucky Boys Club. This is a good name for a trivia. Ian Jess. Because that's who he played for.
Persoy, was it?
He's Persoy, but he played for Bucky Boys. Liam Keogh. Liam, I think his laddies are both involved with Cali, but he was some player, honestly. I would never seen a better player than him. Lee Miller, he played for Falkirk.
Yeah.
We'd get him, but obviously with the Carton, we played Falkirk a couple of times. Lee Miller was a great player. Vigers. Ian Vigers. Also coached more than Ian Pat, but he was never as good as Ian. And there was a Neil MacDonald. He was Vimber Gordon. He was a great player. He played Carley and Public County. He was at Dunfermline for a wee while. David Hines. He was good player. Carl Mackay was another player. I think his son played for Elgin for a wee while, but John Beaton, Grant Monroe, boys like that. The Inverness boys were good players, but it's a funny thing when Alec Caldwell took over Elgin, he got all these boys, but we actually used to beat them. All the time we beat them, but none of them would never succumb to them. We wouldn't be allowed to blink and go game if we did not. Like you can, but another thing in football, at one time Elgin won the 16s and 18s. I think we were league champions and we won the cups and all. And you can, and Asty's son Christopher, who he passed away last year, early this year, and he was the manager. He came to the games. I was the manager. And by Joe, Mark McMillan will tell a story. He kept me on my toes, and it was just brilliant to share up moment. We've got a great photograph with all the trophies. Can be Christopher, and it's just a humble thing. But it was good. Got Tiger. Some of the things I'll let Martin tell the story because it's better coming for them. But they also tell the same story at his funeral. It's really amusing. It says, but a good lad. So, but that's about it. I think,
brilliant, Tiger. We've been through a who's who of Moray football for the last 30 years. Brilliant. Really good to look back.
Some really good, some good things. There's a couple of things.
Did you ever, you would have you coached Dunner, young Dunner? Oh,
I've got him mentioned here. And some of the things, we maybe missed out a couple of wee bits. But neighbour, Michael.
Aye.
Well, I actually coached Big Dunner. Dunner played in the boys' league left winger. Right, we played a system that Stephen Dunn could run. Right,
aye.
He was good left footing him. And he used to play all the way right and then switch a play for him to get a 1-to-1 doing the wing to cross the ball, and it worked all the time. Dunner was good, but Michael, unbelievable.
He had a lot of potential at a young age, Michael, didn't he?
I mean, I'll tell this story. I was going to tell it, but I'll tell the story. Dunner played for me with Elgin, obviously Albion in Aberdeen, Kenny Block's charge. Dunner was one of the boys, centre half. He doesn't let anybody past them. So it was this boy, Dane Ballard, who was playing for Dice. Now, Dice were the best team. They never hammered us, but they beat us in everything. They won the league, beat us in 3 cup finals. Doesn't matter. So we're playing this cup final. I said, early doors. Make sure you can you're there. So playing away, just maybe 5-6 minutes in, Dunner. But it's about a boy out of the fence. You know what I mean? And I go, Michael, what are you playing at? I says, yeah, that's quite ridiculous. Just settle down. He says, you tell me to do it. I'm going, what the fuck do you do? I'm going, oh, no. That was done. Oh.
He played for my welfare team last season, and he says it was one of the Anderson twins, I can't mind which chain, I think it was Scott. He says, Scott, you're on corner. He says, put it right on top of keeper for the first thing. And Scott's like, all right. He wiped the keeper and the centre half out in one go. Oh. He didn't have score, but he had them two thinking about it for the whole game.
Michael, competitive. Again, his younger brother was good, and he was.
Aye, Scotty.
Aye, he was a good player.
And Scotty at a young age didn't look like a player, and as he got older, he just got better and better.
Well, it's funny, he played at Albion. Brian Winton used to give him, put him on the train. He stayed with Brian Winton the Saturday night and played for Albion. Then Brian put him on the train the way home. Scotty was better than you think, but Michael for me was the kind of player you need. You need a boy who wants to play for the J. I didn't say Scott didn't want to play for the J, but Michael's that kind of boy. Mm-hmm. He gives you, I think he inspires folk, can't they? You've got to calm him down and all, as you can. But good dinners. I had a thing about him in here as well. So
he's still playing at New Elgin to this day as well. I've seen him training there last week, and I thought,
I heard that.
I'll not go. I miss his kind of character and I dress him like that.
Here, inspire the young loons.
Aye, exactly.
I mean, as long as you can control and sell, that's a thing. But here, fit bus passionate, and that's all you can ask for. You need a bit of bite about you.
Mm-hmm.
You need all different types. You've just got here. If you can't football, you just got a man managing all the. I mean, I must admit, Darryl McCartney was the hardest player I've ever managed in my life.
Aye.
And Jesus, he would be. Oh, can you sometimes calm him down? But I'll tell you a great story about Darryl. And obviously, the tribulations with the accident and all that. But I was the Porter Ranch at Christmas. There were all the families around, and I was saying it again. It was Mason and Ben and. Well, Darryl was just the Bobbies. Who says, if we could get a player round, who would you want to come to in Christmas? I said, Messi, Ronaldo. No, we were like Darryl McCartney. I said, Darryl McCartney? He said, because obviously at that time he was the star at Elgin. So I says, well. So I goes and phones him. 10 minutes later he's round. See that loon's face, Mason and Ben, they were gobsmacked. Darryl McCartney. There's another night, and even this is even older, that where I was working in Chico's house doing some sparky work on a Saturday night, and my two loons were giving me a hand, some I kind of got under floors and stuff like that. So they were giving us a hand, and Chico come in with his mate, you see, and Stuart and Craig looked at her. That's Nicky Walker. They're Rangers fans. Nicky was a goalie. How you doing? Oh, Nicky Walker. They were absolutely gobsmacked on a Saturday night. And that's what football's about. So you can, and it's just great moments in the beautiful game.
Absolutely.
And another boy we forgot, the most important boys about youth football is Grahame Fraser. What a chairman. What he rules with an iron fist. He'll say, don't do that. He does. But we had great times with him, and I tell you, I spent a lot of time arguing with him in the way back for youth games. Never in the way down, but in the way home, I was there with opinions about things. But what a chairman, what he's done for Elgin City. It's obviously time to move on, but he's done a great job, and the youth development would never be the same. Same with Charlie Charlesworth as well.
Yep.
Charlie took it a new level. The Kenny Block thing was toxic, and then luckily for me, I ended up working in the Czech Republic for 3 years, and kind of got away from it a wee bit. But then when we come back, it was a better place to be. But Charlie and them sorted it out again. So there's a lot of good folk at Elgin. Sometimes I think some folk didn't get appreciated.
Aye.
Especially Craig and Robbie and it's a hard life in football. That can if you haven't played, it's tough.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how good you are. If you haven't played, there's that stigma.
Aye.
And I didn't believe in it. Obviously, 'cause I never played, but I didn't believe in it. But at the end of the day, if somebody's going to give their time up to do it, I think that's what's
I'm
all.
100% behind you. I never played myself, Tiger, and I've just got belief in myself. And
Aye,
I'm keen.
here, go and enjoy it. And here, who's to say there's been a lot of good football players gone and coach?
Aye,
Ken,
exactly.
I mean, that's just the way it happens, Ken. But that's fine. Yeah.
I've always got the motto that says if it's good enough for Mourinho, it's good enough for me. Like so. Right, final question, Tiger. The big one. Everyone stumbles on this end because you don't want to leave anyone out, but you've got your life depending on it. So there's a penalty to save your life. Who takes your penalty?
Well, I'm going to check my notes. I'm going to check my notes because I wrote this down because it's quite a...
This is the one Abdi writes down 20 times. It's number 18, bud.
Number 18, wait a minute. Aye.
This is the one Abdi hesitates over.
I wouldn't hesitate. Well, I might, maybe. Well, I've got it now. So I said, well, you need to win the penalty first, so you can who that would be.
Aye.
Harry Owen,
Harry Owen.
the professor. And then I said, what would it be? Neef? Maybe Chico? Not sure. Robbie Monroe? Maybe Sandy Bird is a mate of mine. Ollie White, his eye was good at saving lives. Ollie's a paramedic. Alan McInnes. The two bosses for Pinefield. Glass, they would smash it. There's a wee joke there. Yeah. Grapey could be the pick of the bunch.
Oh, fuck's sake.
But you should have guessed who I'd have picked. Nicky Grunt.
Nicky.
She'd have no bother. Wouldn't have faced her. Big Mo, you might have caught if it was at Borough Briggs, you might have caught it in the leisure centre if it was Big Mo. But you can just see things there, Ken, that boys I was brought up with him, just so, Ken, Neef and Chico and Robbie Monroe, Sandy Burgess, Alan McInnes and boys like that. Just, you never forget that. And as a thing I taught as a young coach, and it was for Arthur McCarron, never forget the boys you went to school with.
Aye.
And I was just stay humble.
Yep.
And if you do that, you can't go wrong.
No.
But so that's it. So, Nicky, it's on you. And I wouldn't get in the family because they'd probably miss to get the inheritance. You know what I mean? But never mind. But that's it. So.
Top man, Tiger. Thank you for your time, pal.
Well,
Football Journals is now on Patreon. If you sign up on Patreon for just £5 a month, you can get access to our upcoming guests and the chance to ask your own questions, the ability to watch our podcast with full video exclusive, audio only on all other platforms. You can get your episodes earlier than anyone else, sometimes a few days, sometimes a week, but you will get your episodes earlier than everyone else. Chance to request guests of your choice. We will do them our utmost to get them on the show, if obviously within reason. I can't go asking Cristiano Ronaldo on the show. And one bonus episode per month. There's already a bonus episode on there. You'll get a further bonus episode every month. Sign up today at patreon.com/footballjournals, capital F, capital J. That's a sign up today at patreon.com/footballjournals, capital F, capital J.